Hi, my name's Hayley Hughes, and I am a licensed clinical social worker. I got my bachelor's degree from BYU in 2008, and then I went on to get a master's degree from the University of Utah. But back in 2004, when I finished my bachelor's degree, I had a professor tell me about a job position that was opening up, working in the adoption field. And so I decided to apply. Adoption wasn't something that was necessarily on my radar, but it sounded interesting. So I put in my application and I interviewed, and I ended up getting that position. And so that was kind of my start with adoption. It was something that I hadn't really considered before, and it kind of fell into my lap. And I'm so grateful that it did, because I really feel like adoption has changed my life, and it's something that I'm very, very passionate about. I love everything that has to do with adoption, the entire adoption triad. So the adoptive couple, the birth parents, the expectant moms, and then of course the children that are involved in adoption. I think that when working with anybody in the adoption community, you have to recognize that there's just a lot of emotion that all parties are going to be experiencing. And I really like to sit with my clients and whatever emotions that they're experiencing. I think especially with adoptive couples, something that is important to recognize and realize is they have been through so much leading up to the point of them coming in through my doors. It's not just something that they just decided to on a whim. Hey, I think we should adopt, or I think we should look into adoption. It's something that probably one partner decided they wanted to pursue, and the other partner maybe took a little bit longer time deciding and getting on board, and a whole lot of emotions and heartache and infertility treatments and who knows what went into their decision to arrive at that crossroads, that decision to explore adoption. And so when I get to meet with couples and explore adoption as an avenue to grow their family, it's something that I don't take lightly, and it's something that I really value, and that I get to play a small role in their journey to building a family. And then something else that I really love about adoption, I had one of my mentors told me that it's important to help couples see that adoption doesn't have to be a plan B, like a backup. So we all have our plans where we decide we're going to get married, we're going to be married for a few years, we're going to start trying, and we're going to bust out some kids every 2 years, and life is going to be great. That's our plan A. But we find that plan A's don't always happen, and so we make a plan B. And adoption can sometimes be a fallback plan. And I always encourage couples, and this is what my mentor told me, is make adoption your new plan A. It doesn't have to be something that you view we have to adopt, but rather it's something that you get to do. You get to adopt. You get to grow your family through adoption. And I think anybody who is involved in the adoption community can kind of quickly realize how special adoption is, and how what a wonderful option it is. It's not a default. It's a beautiful way that families are created. And so I love to play a role in that. And then just on the other side of the adoption triad, just being able to work with expectant moms and birth parents, birth moms and birth fathers. They have such love for their child, and they're going through so much. And I think one thing that just in speaking with birth parents is I have so much respect for them, no matter the situation that they find themselves in. If they're even considering adoption, I think that speaks volumes to the type of person and the character that they exhibit, because adoption is not an easy option. It's never easy. Even when it feels right, it's not easy. And the fact that so many of these people decide to place babies for adoption and make an adoption plan just speaks volumes about how much they love that child and the sacrifice that they're willing to make. And so at Mill Creek, I really love the services that we provide for birth parents, for expectant parents, and for adoptive families. I think we do great work, we do quality work, and I think we all have such a passion and a testimony of adoption and how wonderful it can be. Wonderful doesn't mean easy. Wonderful doesn't mean it's going to just be a smooth ride. Quite the contrary. It's full of emotions. It's full of ups and downs. But I feel like adoption has the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. And it's it's a whole world that you're involved in. Adoption is its own little world. And for those of us who are lucky enough to be a part of it, I count that as one of my biggest blessings in my life. And so I look forward to working with whomever decides to walk through our doors or pick up the phone and want to work with us, because I enjoy the work that I do. And so we look forward to being able to share our love of adoption with you.